Hey guys, good afternoon. It is, or good evening. It is January 2nd, the day after New Year's. Hope everybody had a great New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. Everybody's safe. Um, I didn't have a video out for a couple of days, and it was kind of a neat couple of days for me, though. One you may see, I don't know why I decided to, I may look like a 70s porn star when all is said and done with this mustache I'm trying to grow, or may try it and see what happens. Change for 2019, right? Um, But my New Year's Eve night, day, and New Year's Day for me was pretty relaxing. Just want to give you a few updates. Uh, had the kids all weekend, and that was great. Um, and then New Year's night, I let them go with their mom, and just vegged at home. It was just like a movie marathon for me. It was one of the things I've always enjoyed is sharing things with people that they've never seen before. Sorry, I'm just doing one of my videos here. Um, Sharing things with people that they've never seen before. One of the things that was neat was watching a classic movie, The African Queen. Jamie had never seen that, so we got to see that. Um, but another random thought for the weekend. So Monday, New Year's Eve, I haven't been off much watching daily TV. And something dawned on me that you guys may understand. Some of you who have seen some of the folks I've met on the journey. Um, Waiting to change channels, I caught a glimpse of the Jerry Springer Show. That show's been on for almost 30 years, and it got me thinking. Um, I wonder how many thousands of guests or people have been on that show over that period of time. And it almost struck me as odd that I've never ever in my entire life met anybody that's been on the Springer Show. And I wonder how many of you out there may know somebody that's been on or know of somebody. But I figured I always have folks telling me things that they would never normally tell me, and some strange things for sure that would just seem apropos. But never a Springer guest. So I didn't know if any of you guys had any of those. But I did see something not long after that was the Maury Show. And the Maury Show, again, I don't watch it often, but from what I can tell, is basically essentially they bring on people who want to identify folks as a baby's mom, or I guess not mom, you know who that is, baby's daddy. And but one really touched me. So the story kind of goes like this: this woman came on to prove that this gentleman was the father of her baby, or her two kids, and it turns out that the gentleman was neither. He wasn't the father of either child. So certainly there could be a lot of resentment and pain and hurt that goes along with that. And Maury was doing kind of this review show of different past guests. Well, he brought on this young man who was 15 years old, and he was one of the children. He was like an infant, like months old. Um, but it was really heartwarming, the story. So the kid went to go spend some time with his grandparents. Let me get this story right now. And and in that time, the mother passed away, the one who couldn't identify who the dad was. So the grandparents adopted this child. I think their son wasn't alive any longer either, which is why they had him, and there was a piece of him. So they adopted this young man named Michael. And then while they had adopted him, that left the older brother, who had a different father, kind of out there. And he had nowhere to go. And he was adopted. And here's what's pretty remarkable: the person that adopted him or took him in was none other than the gentleman who turned out not to be the dad. And when they brought him on, they asked him, why he did it. And he said, look, it's not this kid's fault. He deserves a chance. It doesn't matter, you know, birth and genetics. It's, being a father is from the heart. And then the two brothers hadn't seen each other in many, many years, even though they stayed in touch on occasion through social media. And Maury had arranged for the brothers to be there and meet. And it was so amazing to see these two young men. And it wasn't like it wasn't a for television moment. It was sincere. These two kids embraced each other and cried, and And to think about that, to think about how this gentleman stepped up for this other young boy, how his grandmother stepped up and took him in, and how they came to, you know, reconnect and whatever. It was really kind of cool. And I'm not a big watcher of those shows, and most of the time I think they're borderline ridiculous. But to see that story, really touched me. Um, New Year's Eve, you kind of live um, in Redneckville a little bit when at midnight, not only do you hear fireworks, but you hear the gunshots going off. That was new for me this year. But yeah, so at midnight, the fireworks went off. You can hear them in the distance, and you can also hear gunshots locally. So that was a little bit bizarre. Never experienced that before. New Year's Day was a lot of college football, a lot of overeating, and again, some more relaxing. I'm still at the office, putting another late day, but that's because I'm training. My assistant's actually sitting 3 feet away doing some work over here as we wait for our last truck to come back. So better days are ahead in terms of quality of life. I am going to the doctor tomorrow at 10:45. I have an appointment to get this knee looked at once and for all. Maybe not once and for all, but at least get it looked at and see what the outcome is of that. I can honestly say it's been less painful the last couple of days, and maybe that's because I haven't been on it. But wouldn't that be ironic that the pain goes away when you have the appointment set up? But it's still kind of deformed and swollen and bloated. So we'll see what the doctors say about that. Um, there was another story I wanted to share with you all, and I got to be honest with you, it's escaped me for the moment. So I do want to tell you we're back to the book, and I'm really excited to be doing that. And I enjoy it, and I kind of relive the story as I go. Happy New Year to all the folks on the journey. I tried to reach out to a lot of you. Hope you have a great New Year. We're going to get back to focusing on pointing the thumb and the journey and telling the story and carrying some messages forth with that. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. I didn't post it on Facebook, but there were two things that touched me. One I talked about the other day, but I got an email, or I got a text yesterday from Anna Lee out in Missouri. And one of the greatest days of the journey was when I went to Cuba, Missouri, and met Anna Lee and Chris and Sierra. And I met Leanne, who's a producer on a news show out there with Matt. And they did a year-end in review. And the year-end in review, actually, they thought my story was worthy enough to include in their year-end in review. So the program was about 30 minutes, and I was about 45 seconds to maybe a minute of it. But again, to think they included me in that was kind of flattering. And that's where the other story came from. And watching that video had a story I wanted to talk about. But I'm going to let you guys go now. I'll try to get back to posting that on Facebook and sharing that story with you. Thank you, Anna Lee, for sharing that with me. Thank you, Leanne and Matt, for thinking enough of the story of Pointing the Thumb to include that in your year in review. And it was kind of neat because my kids were with me when I got the text that was watching it, and that was kind of neat. So anyway, again, nothing but best wishes for the new year. We can still have a lot of people out there battling illnesses and battling some depressions and some addictions, and if it's somebody we know, you know, we have those, and there's more that we don't know about, So just keep working hard, say your prayers, continue to point the thumb when you can, and before pointing the finger, and that's what it's all about, guys. All right. So thanks for everything. Love yous, and have a great day. I'll keep you updated tomorrow. Take care.